Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Morality is only the symptom. The real disease is non-alertness. In medical science, there are two things: symptom and root cause. Certain medical systems, they work from the system and overlook the root cause. Unless you go to the root, the symptom will not disappear. So certain medical science is symptomatic, the others focus on the cause of it. The question was asked, is immorality hindrance in the way of meditativeness, in meditation? Immorality or morality is symptom. The real disease is non-alertness, unconsciousness, sleepiness. We do things, we live our lives like a sleepwalker. At times it happens, even with the awakened ones, and unless such moments come in their lives, they will not be able to know the real problem that a person, a seeker, can face. When the person was not awakened, he was like you. When he is awakened, he can consciously go into any state. Sometimes it happens, existence brings that state. I'll give you an example. This morning when I was doing the exercise, something happened. I forgot whether I did this exercise or not. So this was the moment when there was lack of alertness. So if I do not experience, or the existence does not make me experience practically, then there is no way that I can assist anyone or the hour. So it is erroneous to say that these moments do not come in the life of the awakened one. So I forgot, something happened, probably, my exercise begins at 3:30 in the morning. So probably a wave of sleep came because there was no thought. So I forgot that whether I completed this, because this has to be done, and after that one comes first, then comes second. So you do this first and then the other one. So I forgot. So these are the moments comes in. The immorality is symptom that you are concerned with. Although both morality and immorality are imposed because of outside reasons, You are conditioned to live in a particular life. Certain things are considered moral, certain things are considered immoral. And so you consider immorality is the problem. But immorality is not the problem. Immorality is the symptom. Why does this immorality come to you? Why did I forget whether I did this exercise or not? It was non-alertness. The cause was non-alert. At that moment, I was not alert, or there was a streak, a fraction of a second, a moment, there was unconsciousness. So you think the whole effort is wasted because the real disease was not immorality, you are told. You had been thinking that immorality is the cause, that you cannot be meditative. Immorality is just a symptom. The real disease is non-alertness, non-meditativeness, unconsciousness. Tantra looks at the symptoms. Symptoms you see, but through the symptom you can analyze what it is. Then you go to the root cause. And unless the cause is removed, the symptom will not disappear. You treat the symptom, symptom will disappear from that spot. It will appear somewhere else in another form. And this process continues. Because there was lack of unconsciousness, there was unconsciousness. The consciousness was lacking, alertness was lacking, meditativeness was lacking. That's why, as an outcome of that, immorality becomes a symptom. I either fell asleep, doze off, and in that sleepiness I forgot. You can convert the person to morality. You can convert immorality to morality. You can create fear, and you can make afraid only that person who is asleep. Otherwise, you cannot create the fear. You can create a fear about hell. You can create a profit motive that if you don't do this, you will be given attain to heaven, or if you do this, you will go to hell. Both of these things are possible only when you are asleep. So what is more important? Neither you have a fear has to be created in you, nor a sense of profit that if you don't do such things, you will attain to heaven. Who knows what will happen? Both these things are possible only for a person who is asleep. If you are not asleep, you are awake. You cannot be threatened, and at the same time you cannot be motivated because of fear. So neither the fear will affect you nor the profit motive. These are the two things which are meaningful only to the person who is asleep. Only to the person who is asleep. So what we do, we create a fear of punishment, and a person will move from immorality to morality because of that. But his morality is only skin deep. If he gets an opportunity, he will change back to immorality. But he will be moral only because of the fear. You can create a profit motive, and then he can move from immorality to morality. But he will move only because of lust, because of greed. Although you have used the word profit motivation, so behind that profit motivation is lust, is greed. Greed and fear both are part of sleepiness. Both are the part of the sleeping mind. Such, if you remain asleep, nothing basic is changed. You remain deep within the same way. You may be asleep in the night. I recall my younger brother, when he fell asleep and as a child, he will be given milk in the morning. He will quarrel that I did not get the milk last night. He drank the milk in a sleepy state. So you will not remember such things. Such a person who because of fear moves to morality, or because of profit motive moves to morality, he is good for society, and that is okay. For the society, the immoral person is the problem, but the moral person is not a problem. So society has solved this problem using the two alternatives: either create the fear or create the profit motive. But the man remains asleep. This is the disease. The symptom is different. For himself, nothing is solved. He is now more convenient for the society. Such a person is accepted in the society. The other is not, is a misfit in the society. Previously, he was not inconvenient for the society. Try to observe the fact. An immoral person is inconvenient to the society, not accepted to the society. Inconvenient. Not accepted is not the correct word. Is inconvenient to the society. But he is not convenient for himself. Is he convenient for himself? A moral person becomes convenient for society. He gains respect in the society. But he remains inconvenient for himself. So it is only the coin, only that the coin is upside down. That is why immoral person looks more happy and a moral person looks serious, sad and burdened. Immoral person looks happy. On the contrary, the moral who is moralist, he looks serious, sad and burdened. The immoral person is fighting with the society, and the moral person is fighting with himself, because morality is imposed on him. Immoral person is happy, but he is the problem for the society. The moral is convenient for the society, but is that his morality, which is imposed upon him, which is imposed, is a problem for himself, and he will remain sad, unhappy. Immoral person feels worried only because there is always a fear of being caught. He is afraid of being caught, but he enjoys what he does. If no one catches him, if there is no fear of being caught, all that is he is doing is okay. The moral person is caught in a struggle with himself. The moral person is caught in a struggle with himself. Nothing is okay with him. He is okay as far as the society is concerned. Morality is like a lubricant. It helps you to move with others. Like how if the parts are lubricated, it helps in free movement with the other parts of the society. But then you become uneasy with yourself. So every moralist is unhappy, is uneasy with himself, but he is lubricated and he fits very well in the social machinery. Uneasiness remains either with the society or with yourself. Only when you become awakened, the alertness leaves you, not before that. Tantra is concerned with the basic disease, which is of sleepiness, which is of non-alertness, which is of non-meditativeness. You are doing everything like a sleepwalker, not with the symptoms. Morality is removing the symptoms. Morality is removing the symptoms. Tantra says, do not be concerned with either of the two, morality or immorality. These are concepts. It does not mean that Tantra says become immoral. Do not be concerned about it. If you are living in a place where it is cold country and another person comes from a tropical climate, he is wearing normal clothes, you are wearing the warm clothes to keep your body warm. So the person from the tropical country will find you something wrong. You are using the outfit, the warm clothes, because of the circumstances and situation in the place where you are living. And if the person from the tropical country has to come to the cold place, he has to adjust himself according to that. So, is there anything wrong in wearing the warm winter clothes or summer clothes? As such, the person from the tropical country, without any, if he is asleep, he said, what kind of fool he is this? I am wearing normal summer clothes and he is wearing winter clothes. You may say that I am wearing winter clothes and he is wearing the summer clothes. The thing is this, you are living in a different environment, different climatic conditions. So in order to protect yourself from that climatic conditions, you have to use a particular kind of warm clothings. The one who is living in tropical country where the temperature is different. I was not surprised. They, you know, when someone came to visit us, so I tried to, did not have the conditioner in one of the rooms. So I tried to provide a fan. So I asked the person, do you use air conditioners in your country? The person said, no, we do not use air conditioners. So I said, what happens when it is summer? He said, we use the fan. So it may one who is in the tropical country will find it strange. You are not using air conditioners. We have the central heating system. In Washington, Boston, you have a central heating system. In Florida, you have central air conditioning system. The same country, but the climatic condition in two places is different. In Florida, by my sister, there is no central heating system because the temperature does not go beyond a certain limit, and then there is no need for central heating. And in the cold places, there will not be need for the central air conditioning system. So it does not mean that Tantra is saying that on the same premise. Tantra does not say that become immoral. Says that discard the coin. The head is facing you, the tail is hidden, and if I say discard the coin in order to get something, that does not mean I am saying that there discard the head. I am asking you to discard the entire coin in exchange for something that you want a soft drink, so you have to, or you want a bottle of water, you have to give the entire coin which has a head or tail side. Maybe the head is facing you, so it is not that you are asked to give up the head. Tantra says that the morality or immorality are the two sides of a coin. If we imagine there is a coin on which one side it is written morality, the other side is written immorality. So whatever side you are facing, it is asking you not to discard that, but discard the coin. You cannot discard one side alone. You cannot discard the head and save the tail. Same way, you cannot discard the morality and save the immorality, or save the immorality and discard the morality. Both stay together and both disappear together. This is the concept of duality which we have to understand. Man and a woman are dualistic, part of the duality of coin. One side is masculine, the other side is feminine. In order to go, that is where the concept of transcendence is there. 3 and 6 represents the opposites to one another. 9 is the transcendence. So it does not mean that Tantra is saying that become immoral. How can Tantra tell you become immoral when Tantra cannot even tell you to become moral? It does not talk about morality or immorality. It talks about the duality of morality and immorality. A master talks about the duality of morality and immorality. Tantra says the whole thing, the coin is irrelevant. The morality and immorality both are irrelevant. Never ask about morality and immorality. Come to the root of it. The root is non-alertness. It is because of non-alertness you may be moral or immoral. come to the root is your sleepiness. You are fast asleep, there is lack of alertness. How to break? The question comes in. Now you have known what is the difference between symptom and the root cause. So how to break the sleeping patterns? How to break this trend of unconsciousness? How to be aware? And how not to fall again and again into sleepiness or non-alertness. That is what Tantra is concerned with. And once you become alert, your character will change. Those who are around a master, within the energy field, physical intimacy is not needed. The intimacy of the heart energy is important. You may be far away, but you can be close. If a lamp is lit, in the periphery, at the base of the lamp, there is darkness. Darkness is staying very close, but it never transforms itself. But its light goes far. And wherever it goes, that place gets illumined. So too, the energy field of a master works like a lamp that is lit. If you are so much close proximity that unconsciousness will remain. But the situation between the energy field of the master and the light, the illumination of lamp slightly differs. So Tantra says you need not worry about it. That is a consequence. Inevitably it happens, so you need not worry about it. You are not to bring it, it will happen. You simply become more and more alert. And the more alert you are, less aware, less immoral you will be. But morality that will happen to you will not be forced. It is not something done by you, it is part of you, it becomes your nature. Only thing is this, you are trying to be alert and it happens. How can an alert man be violent? Violence is the absence of alertness at any particular point in time. How can alert man feel hatred and anger? It may look paradoxical, but it is so. One who is asleep cannot be without hatred. It is impossible. He can only pretend. Only pretend that hatred is not there. He can pretend that there is love, there is compassion, there is kindness, there is sympathy. Those are simply pretensions. Quite the contrary happens. If one who has awakened, if anger is needed, he will be angry. Raman, one anecdote episode comes in his life. A man came and he asked how to be aware or something. So Raman said, go within. And he keep on asking the same question in different garbs. So each time when he said, Raman said, go within, that's the only thing. And then he got angry. He took his walking stick and chased the man out of the compound. No one His disciples were surprised that they never saw Raman getting angry like that in rage and chased the man out of the compound, and he returned laughing, smiling. He can now, an sleepy person can pretend to be loving. A person who is sleepy, who is non-alert, who is unconscious, he can pretend to be unhappy, pretend to be loving. On the contrary, an awakened one can pretend or use anger as a tool. There is a difference. If anger is needed and sometimes it is needed, he can only pretend that he is using it as a tool. He cannot be sad, but it is needed. He can pretend that he is sad. Now, these are impossible. Love is a natural flow for him now, as hatred was before. Before hatred was natural, before anger was natural, now love is natural. Love was a pretension before, now hatred can only be a pretension. Now those who are within the energy field, they will know when they say life has transformed, it has changed. Everyone around them, around the person is changed. What has happened? Something that was in your state of sleepiness was natural for you, and the other was a pretension. The coin is flipped. Now the hatred and anger was natural in you, sadness was natural. Now the opposite is natural. So you are slowly and slowly moving to the state when you are going beyond that state. Now, earlier on, anger was natural, hatred was natural, now love is natural, compassion is natural, kindness is natural, but you are still in duality in some way or the other. You feel that your life is transforming. Yes, indeed it is transforming, but it has not transcended. Transforming is the process, transcendence is the ultimate. When it transcends, you will never be bothered about talk about love or hate or anger. Whatever is necessary at that moment, you will use it. Jesus, fighting with the money changers in the great temple, was a pretense. Jesus cannot be angry, but certainly he has chosen anger as a tool, chosen to pretend. He cannot be really angry. He cannot be angry, but he can use the anger as you use love. You used love earlier on, but you were not loving. Jesus can use anger, but he is not angry. There are two things: using anger and being angry, using love and being loving. Earlier on, you was using love to show. Now, you do not have to show, you are loving naturally. This is the difference. It comes in the more you are in the company of the magnet, longer you remain in the a piece of iron remains in the company of the magnet. It rubs on the magnet. Certain quality of the magnet is transformed, transferred to the iron and it becomes magnetic. It does not become magnet, but there is a process in the physics lab we used to uh, use the experiment. Take a piece of iron rod, rub it on, pass it on to the bar magnet in a particular way from north to south, and then when you end the south you come back to the north and then do it. So it develops the magnetic quality. You have a certain containers where you have a magnetic something where you keep your straight pins and the paper clips and so after some time it happens in remaining in a certain for a certain period of time stick to the magnet. That straight pin develops the magnetic quality, and with that you can use to pick up another straight pin. It happens. You can experiment that, and from that you can see that the moment slowly and slowly. So how can you rub with the master? Within being in his energy field, remembering his words, remembering how he manages things, and in many different ways you can. So this is, you are coming in the close proximity, you are within the energy field of the master. You remember that when he made the thing, he made it like that. So earlier you was using love as a pretense, now you are loving. Earlier you was angry, now you are using anger. You can use love and cannot be loving. You can use anger but be not necessarily be angry. You use love for certain purpose. Your love is just to get something else. It is never simply love. Love is unseen but realized truth. You may be trying to get money, you may be trying to get sex, you may be trying to get something, ego, something to fulfill ego, a victory, a feeling that you are very powerful. You may try to get something else, but never love. It is not love. So you use love, but you are not loving. A Buddha can be angry if he thinks that it is going to help the seeker. Because of the love, sometimes he may be angry, but that is only a pretense and only used as a tool. He is using only as a tool, but the fools will think otherwise. Those who know, they will simply laugh. As meditation deepens, Tantra says, you start changing within. Something start changing within, and it is beautiful when change happens to you. If you do it, it can never be something that has gone deep into you. Someone has asked, do you meditate? What answer should I give to it? And how long you have been meditating? The answer is, I am in meditation probably from the time I was born. From the age of 3 to 4 months, I used to be in the bed with my grandfather. So I am in meditation from that time. So in his company. Now I am meditative in my own company. I don't do anything. That is where in the story of 10 bulls it says, with a bottle of wine and a woman I go to the marketplace, my clothes are dust laden. I extend no magic. Before me even the trees get alive. Before me even the trees get alive. So Tantra says, Tantra will not be moral or immoral because this is duality like a coin. The only thing is, if you are asleep, try to change your asleep. Be within the company of the master. You can practice that you are eating. How you can do it? You are eating. Watch how does one eat. How you eat. You have a platter full of food. It is your platter. Nobody can take anything from that. And there are more things on the dining table. If you need, you can take more. There is no hurry to eat. The things will not finish. But you think that you start eating fast because someone else will go and take the remainder of the sweets, and then you will not get any. So you take the sweets at the same time. So that is, I recall when I was a little child growing up, a boy. So when we go to the shrine of my grandfather, so it was during the summer month. So this shrine was in the area that there was some farmers, and so there was one of the person, he was growing potatoes. So at times he will bring the potatoes roasted in open fire, and with that he will bring a particular kind of a seasoned salt and grind with the green chilies and cilantro leaves. So, but the potatoes are boiling hot. Imagine what I used to do. The potatoes are in a basket. So I will put the potato, take some potato, put it in my two pockets of the short, and put the shirt inside and put some there. So they are hot, burning a little bit. So those are in my possession. No one can take it. I can give to someone and I will continue to eat from the basket. Does it not happen to you? It is natural. It happens even to the grown-up person. So watch how you are eating, how you are driving. When you tumble your car, are you alert? You are tumbling the car, but you are, hello, yes, you are talking to someone on phone. So this small things you can start changing. And that's how you will slowly and slowly come out of the grip of the sleepiness, non-attention and unconsciousness, and you come out of the darkness and enter into the light zone. One thing, if you are not asleep, you are doing things consciously, things will begin to change. Allow yourself to be more and more alert when you enter the house, when you are steering your wheel from the office to your residence. Are you aware, or it is, the Aurobindo says it is physical mind. Naturally, after some practice, it becomes auto, that you are on the phone, but automatically your steering turns towards the home. Observe this. While you were turning the steering towards the home, were you aware or unaware? Were you alert or not alert? So these are the small things. that you can do. So it happens that you are talking to someone, you took out your glasses, put somewhere, and you forget, and you are looking for the glasses. So you make it a habit. I learned when I was told that how my grandfather Brij Lal used to do things. I observed how my grandfather, my uncle Sufi Onkar Nath, my father used to do things. My father has everything put in the right place. When he will come from the office, his bicycle will go in a particular place. He will clean it before putting it. Then he will take off his shoes. Shoes has to be brushed before putting it. And then it will go at one place. Now, my uncle, he uses the cap, the Sufi cap. So cap has two ends, the seam and the other is without the seam. So the seam has to go at the back. So if you have to hang it on the peg, and before he put on the cap, he has to do his prayer, the psychological or spiritual cleaning. So he will hold his palm like this and take the cap, and you will do it cleaning. So, and then he will put on. Because it is put in that particular manner, the seam is hanging below and it is hanging on to the side where there is no seam. There will not be change at all. The way the bed is fixed for Brij Lal, bed has has 4 pillars. So they will stay at one particular place. My mother and the uncle, they used to find that he is fussy. He will say anything you do, he is never satisfied. That you do not know how to fix the bed. So he said, they thought that maybe he is crazy or he is making us crazy. So after he fixed up the bed, moved left and right, shifted a little bit, and they took a chalk and make a mark around the posts of the bed. Next day, they moved the bed differently, just away from this, not exactly on those circles. He sat down, get up, bed is not fixed. So he will slide here and there. So these two were watching, hiding what the father is doing. They did it. And in the morning they saw the bed was exactly on the same spots. This is alertness. This is alertness. And this you can practice. When I enter my house, first thing is this, right by the door there is a key rack. On the first rack of on the key rack, the first item that hangs is my car key. The second, the key bunch that has the keys for the store, for the showroom, for everywhere. The third is the key for the showroom. Then the key for the other vehicle. It remains always in that same sequence. And if someone asks, I can tell the person, even in the store, at times when I am not there, my son or any other worker will ask me, Daddy, if we have this thing. I said, yes, we have it. You go on that particular section, and maybe exactly I may not know which row, because there are hundreds of items, hundreds, but I know which rack you will find this item. Only you go there and you will find it there. This you can practice. When you put your things in the office desk, you can do that practice. You can do this anywhere, wherever you are, and you will find that the life will start moving in a totally different manner. Totally different manner. I thought that I will finish this question, but it seems that it is not. So I have to continue this in tomorrow's session. So when you go into much deeper details and try to explain more so that it sinks into you, then it is easier for you as part of your inner growth. Otherwise, the things are written in the scriptures. The interpretation of the scriptures is more important. One who has drank those scriptures, only such a person can explain in details. So only this morning, this much for this morning. Until tomorrow, take care and do have a pleasant day.